Hello YouTube friends and subscribers, welcome to my video. I am your host, the J-Man. So today I've got a review for you. It's going to be the Invincible Iron Man, Stark Disassembled. Alright, so this is a continuation of Matt Fraction and Salvador Larroca's Invincible Iron Man, which if you've been following Iron Man all the way back from 1963, this is actually Volume 5, okay? So, Volume 5 starting in 2008. This is the follow-up to the first trade paperback book, or the first hardcover book, which was the Omnibus, which covered issues 1 through 19. And this one is the follow-up to that, so it has issues 20 through 24. Okay, so if you read issues 1 through 19, that contained two different story arcs. First arc was the 5 Nightmares, which was basically Ezekiel Stane getting revenge for his father, Obadiah Stane, and trying to attack and kill Iron Man, in which he didn't exactly succeed, but he was able to destroy many of Tony Stark's corporations throughout the country or throughout the world, and also almost kill Pepper Potts. He severely injured Pepper Potts. So that was followed by the events of Secret War, which we have the Skrull invasion of the Marvel Universe, and that led to basically Tony Stark losing authority, losing his role as the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Norman Osborn stepping up and to claim that authority, that throne, and Norman Osborn restructuring S.H.I.E.L.D. to become his organization called Hammer, and then Tony Stark becoming a fugitive. So he took various steps to basically delete all the information in his mind, which makes him Iron Man, which makes him able to function not only as Iron Man but also as Tony Stark. So he basically turned himself into a vegetable, and that leads us all the way up to this point. The book begins there. Tony Stark, his body is just basically invalid, and his mind is pretty much empty. And at the end of the other book, I was looking at it and I'm saying, okay, they've got the hard drive, which contains all of the remnants of Tony's brain, all of his information that makes him who he is, and they've got the know-how, well, not the know-how, but the, everyone who was there, Captain America, Bucky Barnes, Black Widow, Pepper Potts, and Thor, they were all there, gathered around to make it happen, to bring Tony Stark back to life, basically. But I was just wondering, how are they going to obtain the body of Tony Stark? Because the body was still in possession by Norman Osborn, and I didn't think he would just hand it over. And that was a big issue for me. So at the beginning of this book, they're all standing around, and what do you know? They have his body. His body's right there laying in front of them. And what I'd like to know is, how did that happen? How are they able to acquire the body? Did Norman Osborn just give it up and we never knew about it? Why would he do such a thing? I mean, if Tony Stark is basically an invalid, he's completely helpless, you might as well just wipe him out. I mean, if I'm the bad guy, that's going to be my strategy. That's going to be my thought process. Eliminate all your problems. Eliminate any possible future resistance. But the good guys got Tony Stark's body, and they're ready to bring him back. So apparently, Pepper Potts, who had the very last of the repulsor technology, she had her own Iron Man suit, the Mark 1616, and that machine contained a video that was previously recorded by Tony before Tony got involved in becoming a fugitive and deleting all the information in his head. He had a plan of how to get himself back. And he made this recording. He says, today's the day I stepped down as director of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Norman Osborn takes over. And I'm going to start deleting information from my brain. And I need you guys to bring me back, to get it back in there. He says, so what I did was I made a backup copy and put it on a hard disk. Now that Maria Hill has retrieved the hard disk and you have my body, we're ready to begin the operation. So he's basically explaining it step by step to them, how to get him running again. And that's the first couple issues of the book. But there's one more part to it. Meanwhile, Tony Stark is having these dreams. He's in this dreamlike world, and it's his own imagination. These reoccurring dreams are going on, and they're very random, because it turns out that later on you find out these were the ghost information that was left over in his brain, just little remnants of information, and he's trying to logically piece it together, and that's why he's having these dreams. Okay, so yeah, basically I'm doing a review of this book, and my review is going to be unfavorable because basically the direction of the book and the contents itself. I'm talking about the plot in particular. But yeah, before I start to complain about it, I first want to let everybody know that I am a huge comic book fan. I love comic books, especially Marvel comics are my favorite. Iron Man is one of my favorite characters, and regardless of how bad things get, I'm still going to be a fan. I'm still going to promote comic books. Even though I might talk poorly of them at times and give hard reviews, I'm sold out for comic book industry. Like, really, I'm all about just spreading the word and getting my opinion out there, and sharing my ideas with other people to promote discussion. But first and foremost, I appreciate all the people that work hard on these books to produce these great stories for us. I know how much effort and creative intelligence they put into something like this, so I truly appreciate it. And regardless of what I say about the books or any Marvel product, overall, I'll always be a fan, and you should too. Okay, so having said that, here comes my review of the book. As you can see, it's pretty small this time, pretty thin. Not sure how many pages, but it's only 4 issues. Okay. The whole entire thing is them trying to get Tony back, them trying to bring Tony conscious again. So if you think it's something other than that, you have higher expectations, don't get it, don't read it. It's not worth your time. You can pretty much just skip it, because the whole entire thing is, well, Tony's back to life. No, he's not. Well, wait a minute. Why isn't he back to life? I'm not sure. Let's try to do it this way. Oh, it's not working. That's pretty much how the book goes. They kind of tease the idea of bringing him back to life. Really, he's stuck in his own head. And it takes the way it unfolds is just very confusing and sort of anticlimactic. It's hard to talk about without getting into spoilers. I don't want to get into too many spoilers, but they are able to bring Tony back, obviously. This is a 2010 story, so it's not like this happened a long time ago. And anything I say isn't going to be a spoiler, because it probably will be a spoiler if you haven't been reading Iron Man. So, yeah, there's no major villain throughout this whole book. There's no villain, really. There is a guy that's trying to kill Tony, but it's not like a central conflict. Like in the Five Nightmare story arc with the Ezekiel stain, he was clearly the villain. And you had all this action revolving around him versus Tony Stark. This time, it's just like a psychological adventure. Pretty much just a trip through Tony Stark's mind. Some really weird things happen. If you're a fan of movies like Vanilla Sky and Inception, and I think this would be really right up your alley, because it is that kind of psychological journey. There are other stuff going on, little bits of drama, especially between Pepper Potts and Maria. But other than that, it's just Tony wandering around in his own imagination. And at the beginning of the story, it seems like there's a lot of potential, because you have all these characters there. You know, Captain America, Bucky Barnes, Black Widow, Thor, even War Machine. They're all there, and it seems like they're going to play an important part or important function of the story. And other than issue number 21, they really don't. I mean, they're there and then they leave and they're gone. The story doesn't have much of anything to do with them. They all play a vital role in bringing him back, but that's only for a brief period. They don't have any other significance in the story other than that. It's very unfortunate and very disappointing. I would love to have seen, you know, Captain America and Thor socialize more with these people, these other characters like Pepper Potts and Maria Hill, but they don't stick around at all. That's very unfortunate. And then there's very little action in this book. Yeah, that's probably the biggest disappointment for me, is the lack of action. It does kind of get violent towards the end, but that's just not enough for me. There's not enough conflict. So yeah, Tony Stark gets brought back to life. He's got a lot of catching up to do. He's got to study up on all the current events to replace the memories that he lost. Well, yeah, Tony Stark, basically, Invincible Iron Man, Stark Disassembled. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5. Yeah, 2 out of 5. Let's say like a C-. That bad. So, you know, I don't know what this means about the next installment. Hopefully it'll be better, but I mean, it's got to be better than this. But yeah, they give you no type of inkling or preview of what's to come. And you know, you want to get on with it. You want to get past this whole thing. Okay, Tony Stark, they're obviously going to bring him back to life, and then what's going to happen? You want to know what's going to happen next. But they don't get to it in this book at all. They don't even give you a foreshadowing. You know, is Tony going to get revenge on Osborn? None of that is even previewed in this book. So it's very unfortunate. I think you could probably just skip this one if you're reading through Iron Man and find a summary somewhere, or just listen to my video and go straight to the next book, which is Resilient. It's called Resilient. But there you have it. Invincible Iron Man. Stark Disassembled. 2 out of 5. C-. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.